Stories are a common feature of our everyday existence. In this unit, we will continually reflect on the question, why do I need a story to live by? This video investigates the reasons for telling stories. Imagine you are telling a story at a party. What story would you be telling? What's your favorite story? Why are you telling this story? What's the purpose of telling it? We may have different reasons for telling our particular stories at any one occasion, but there are common reasons as to why we tell stories in general. Think of the best story you've heard recently. Why is it that we often enjoy listening to the stories of others? The story might be entertaining. We may enjoy it because we can relate to the story, or to the person telling it. It may be because it tells us something more about that person. There could be many other reasons why we enjoy sharing stories. American theologian Harvey Cox believes that humans have a need to hear stories. This need is a natural, inbuilt part of being human. As you can see in the quote on your screen, he believes that religion is one way in which humans meet that need. Can you think of any other ways in which that need is fulfilled? Perhaps you like to watch films, or maybe you like popular songs. You might like to read novels. These are a few of the ways in which we tell stories today. Once upon a time. The common lead-in to telling a story. Why do we use this phrase? What does once upon a time mean? American Catholic priest William J. Bausch believes that this short phrase leads to connection. Connection between the world of the story and our world, and connection from one human to another, and to all humans. In other words, once upon a time builds bridges from ourselves outwards. It takes us out of our immediate time, connecting us with whatever time the story is happening in. However, that is not all it does. Bausch, in the last sentence of the quote you can see on your screen, also reminds us that listening to a story not only tells us more about others, but it tells us something about ourselves. Through connecting with the stories of others, we learn something about ourselves. Storytelling therefore shapes who we are as individuals, as a community, as a society, as a species. It tells us about where we have come from, where we currently are, but also where we might be going. When we hear stories that are unusual to us, this makes us use our imagination and opens up a new world of potentiality and opportunity to us. In this way, storytelling can be thought of as both a window and a mirror. As a window to show us what we might not see otherwise, and as a mirror to show us something about ourselves. Stories help us to see ourselves and others in new ways. For thousands of years, stories were passed on through an oral tradition. Some communities retain this way of passing on stories. However, it is only in modern times that writing has become a common feature of each person's life. Thinking back to the times in which Hindu, Jewish, Christian, or Muslim sacred texts were written, of course there were people who could write, but they were the minority of the population, rather than the majority today. Images were also used in storytelling, such as the image you see on your screen of indigenous storytelling in Australia. Consider the way in which social media has impacted on storytelling. No longer do you have to wait to meet up with your friends, perhaps at a social gathering, to tell them a story about something that happened to you this morning. You could go on Facebook and post it for all your friends to see. You could post a condensed version of it on Twitter. You could take a picture of it and post it on Instagram. You could send it to a group of friends via Snapchat. What do you think the impact of social media is on storytelling?